Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things that we learned from Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 3. A massive Christmas 3 points. Want to say a Merry Christmas, even though I'm a couple of days late to you guys. I took a few days off over the Christmas period just to recharge a little bit. Enjoy Christmas away from family, but with Barley family as well. My girlfriend, the dog, my housemates, everything else. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. We had a lovely Christmas. And Chelsea wrapped it up, not in the most emphatic style, but with 3 points and 3 goals and the return of Romelu Lukaku. He came on at half-time for Trevor Chalobah and absolutely changed the game for Chelsea. Back in the goals, back creating opportunities. And even though he was reportedly only at 30%, Romelu Lukaku was a massive difference yesterday for Chelsea, continuing a wonderful goal-scoring record that he has against Aston Villa in the Premier League. Overall, I think the way the game went, Chelsea started very slow. It looked like some Boxing Day fixtures can. There were a lot of games yesterday where teams were either really on it, really off it, or there were just crazy things happening like in the Man City game. And for the first 20 or so minutes, even until Aston Villa scored, I'm like, Chelsea don't look up for this. We don't look like we're ready to match Aston Villa's intensity. We were struggling with Aston Villa's pressing. Credit to Villa, they've actually become a good side since Steven Gerrard took over, even though he wasn't there yesterday to influence things at the stadium because he has COVID. Aston Villa are looking very good. So going to Villa Park, getting a victory with the recent form that they've had and good performances against teams like Liverpool, Manchester City, then, you know, Chelsea did a very good job. We got it done. It was penalties again that won us the game overall with the balance of things. Jorginho up to 6 goals now for the season in the Premier League, and he's finally scoring all of his penalties again. His record for Chelsea's been incredible, but we begin box number 1, and I'm giving a blue box to Romelu Lukaku. Comes on at half-time, and like I've already said, he absolutely changed the game for Chelsea. His movement was fantastic. The goal is a wonderful cross from Callum Hudson-Odoi over on the left-hand side, playing in that favoured position, and I think at the moment, the best front three Chelsea could have is Callum Hudson-Odoi, Romelu Lukaku, and Mason Mount. Mason Mount had a good game, but he should have scored. I don't know how he didn't score. Got to be more clinical, but Lukaku, the way he influenced things, winning the penalty as well, absolutely bullied Tyrone Mings, who's a good, strong defender. But Romelu Lukaku, even at 30-40% fitness or whatever he's at the moment, Thomas Tuchel said that he played as many minutes as he could have possibly played, which again shows that he's not fully fit right now, but because of the congestion and games coming thick and fast, Chelsea still thinking we're in a title race, which we've got to believe we are. Romelu Lukaku came on, did the job, Trevor Chalobah came off, and I think Lukaku was absolutely fantastic. If we can continue to see that link up between Callum Hudson-Odoi, who is box number 2, and Romelu Lukaku, I think Chelsea could be in for a very strong second half of the season. It's 2 good away wins in a week. Brentford in the Carabao Cup, that was strong. This one yesterday, also strong as well. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's box number 2. Heavily praised yesterday also by Thomas Tuchel. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi put in a good shift. But again, as much as I've given him a green box, he should have scored 2. Chelsea should have had 5 or 6 in this game. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's got pretty much the whole goal to aim at. He hits it low, and it's well saved by Martinez. Callum Hudson-Odoi needs to become more clinical, but the cross, finally, when you've got a big striker, a big number 9 in the middle, we managed to convert a cross, which is something that recently, you guys know here on GBFC, particularly in the post-match reviews, I'm getting so frustrated with seeing the same kind of crosses being put in, nobody on the end of it. I feel sorry for Christian Pulisic, who keeps being given that roll through the middle because Lukaku isn't fit enough yet to play a full 90 minutes. Christian Pulisic cannot do that job. When there are 2 Aston Villa defenders on him, he struggles to find the space. He doesn't have that physical presence that Romelu Lukaku had. And I think Callum Hudson-Odoi, in that second half, he kind of played with the confidence knowing that he could receive the offload from Romelu Lukaku. If he was getting in and around the box, Lukaku holds it up so well. And the movement for the goal, it's an instinctive ball, instinctive cross. Lukaku gets on the end of it, but Chelsea 2-1 up in the second half. We move into box number 3, and I think as much as the Lukaku substitution was fantastic, it's gutting that N'Golo Kante goes off again with another injury, but Mateo Kovacic, once again, not fully fit, but comes off the bench, and this man just oozes class. I love how direct Mateo Kovacic is. When he wins the ball back, he's brilliant in the transition, which he was yesterday, trying to get forward for Chelsea as well. We looked as though Thomas Tuchel's halftime team talk would have said something along the lines of what was that intensity in the first 28, 30 minutes of the game. Aston Villa go ahead to what is another freak goal. It's like similarly resembled the goal that Masuaku scored to win it for West Ham. You look at it and it's like, what is it with these teams in claret and blue scoring ridiculous goals against us? But in the second half, we were more intent. We were far more quick going forwards. Kovacic was brilliant within that transition. And we move into box number 4. And it is, of course, another green box for the penalty hero, Jorginho. Chelsea is scoring a lot of goals right now from the spot. Jorginho is keeping hold of the penalty taking position because once again, he seems to have got that confidence back. He's missed a few penalties and then all of a sudden, he started banging them in again. And it does seem funny because I think Lukaku's goal yesterday will definitely be a springboard for him to continue his form. But Jorginho, as our top scorer again, if we keep getting this many penalties with players like Lukaku able to draw fouls, Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, fast, quick feet players in the box, if we keep getting penalties at this moment in time with that fixture congestion, I don't really mind how we score them. And if Jorginho keeps stepping up and keeps burying it, I thought the second one could have been a little bit more tucked into the corner. Martinez is kind of like thinking to go left and it wasn't the best dive from him and it wasn't really the best placement from Jorginho, but I'm not here to criticise him. He scored 2 goals, won Chelsea the game, and once again I thought he looked very confident in the middle of the pitch. He looked very, very confident with skills and little intricate turns in the Brentford game, and I think Jorginho is building right now, which with Kante injured again, Kovacic coming on, looking very good. Despite that Kante injury, I think Chelsea can have no worries with Jorginho and Mateo Kovacic in the middle of the park. We move into box number 5, and despite conceding a crazy goal, I thought defensively yesterday we looked solid. Again, Edouard Mendy, who should be able to play against Liverpool on the 2nd of January, he looks more confident with the ball at his feet again. I thought Reece James was very unlucky to see the ball loop off of his head over Mendy and into the back of the net. But I've given box number 5 to Thiago Silva. He went off with a hamstring injury, but Thomas Tuchel said it was more. If we can bring him off at this point in time, then hopefully the injury wouldn't have triggered on to become a serious one. So it was more limitation, really, from Thomas Tuchel to bring off Thiago Silva, who I thought was definitely the best defender in that first half. I thought Chalobah had a good game, Rudiger was solid as well, but Thiago Silva, his presence at the moment in this team is massive. And I think the fact that Tuchel took him off, if it is to prevent that hamstring injury becoming worse, then I think it was absolutely the right decision to do. Andreas Christensen came on. Supposedly, it's going to be decided this week if Andreas Christensen will be staying at Chelsea. He's changed his representatives. We've not covered this news here on GBFC this week. Christensen came on, played a decent game. But again, I think Thiago Silva's importance right now in this Chelsea team, with the quality of performances he's putting in, is so important indeed. We move into the final box and focusing again on Thiago Silva. Injuries. Thiago Silva off. N'Golo Kante going off, forcing Thomas Tuchel into making more substitutions. I believe that Thomas Tuchel is absolutely right now. The Premier League needs to introduce 5 substitutions. I think it's a joke with all of the COVID cases, fixture congestion, injury pickups for so many players across not just Chelsea, but other Premier League clubs too. Surely it is in the best interest of the quality of the game in which we love, which is the Premier League. Surely it makes sense to just increase it back to 5. We're in the middle of a COVID pandemic, the same way that we were when they changed it to 5 before. Premier League, pull your finger out, sort it out. It is affecting the quality of the football, and it's unfair on the players. I've kind of kept quiet about this recently because, well, my opinion is kind of irrelevant in this one. I just keep watching football, keep talking about it for you lot. But I think the injury concern that not just Chelsea have, but so many clubs have right now, the Premier League need to act now. N'Golo Kante being injured again, we're kind of getting used to this. It's not great news, but as we can see with the graphic on the screen right now, 5 green boxes today, big 3 points away from home for Chelsea, 3 more goals to add to that too. Our striker, Romelu Lukaku, is back, and Georgie keeps on bagging penalties. But anyway, as I said at the beginning, I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. I'm still recovering from a couple of days of drinking. Catch another early night and be fresh to bring you guys some Chelsea news tomorrow. Come on, you Blues.